Hello everyone, welcome back. The other day I promised on my Instagram that I would be making a video about creative visualization by Shakti Gawain. I bought this book in 1998 and it completely changed my life. It really did, truly did. And I want to share about this book, and there's been a couple other versions since. There is a workbook. I also have I think this is the 30th anniversary edition. Okay. The best thing about this is that there is a CD, so you could hear the different exercises instead of having to remember them in your head. And as you're trying to do it, you're able to focus more. So actually, that's the biggest reason why I bought this, is for the CD. So there is also, this is what I posted actually on Instagram, was one of these inspiration cards. This is, I think I bought in like 2007 or so. I don't think it's available anymore, but there are 50 inspirational cards. Has like what you want to achieve, and then on the back usually goes over the exercise that she wrote about in her books. She has more than one book. This is the only one that I have of hers, though. Sadly, she passed away 2 years ago, 70 years old. So, but I do want to get some of her other books. Actually, never even thought of it for some reason. I was just so into this. But back to these cards. So, you could pick the card and set up the box like so, and then like a frame, it fits inside, which I've never done, so it's gonna be too hard to do. So then anyway, so that way you can stand it up while you do the exercise, you can read it. But like I said, I looked on Amazon, so I wasn't able to find it, so I'm not sure if they're being printed still, but if you can, these are excellent. I shuffle them to see what the universe thinks that I should work on, and that's the one that came up, which coincides with the video that I did with the grounding exercise that I did. It's not exactly her grounding exercise. It was inspired by hers and a couple of others. So yeah, so there were a couple things from her book that I want to go over. So you can see this book is really worn, really worn. It's yellow and everything. I've used this so many times, especially when I was younger and had a lot of uncertainties in my life. This helped me believe in better days to come. So let me pause and I will come back and I will do each section individually. Okay, so the first part of the book I wanted to go over is the chapter called Being, Doing, and Having, and is explained with this triangle. Okay. The being, doing, and having, they are not in conflict with each other. They all exist simultaneously. So basically, if you have them conflict, you will not be able to manifest what you are imagining, what you're visualizing, okay? So that goes to the being, doing, and having. Being is the basic experience of being alive and conscious. It is the experience we have when we're fully focused in the present moment, the experience of being totally complete and at rest within ourselves. Doing is the movement and activity. It stems from the natural creative energy that flows through every living thing and is the source of our vitality. Having is the state of being in relationship with other people and things in the universe. It is the ability to allow and accept things and people into our lives, to comfortably occupy the same space with them. Being, doing, and having. They have to support the others. You have to have them all support each other in order for you to be able to manifest. Okay. Next part is 3 necessary elements: desire, belief, and acceptance. There are 3 elements within you that determine how successfully creative visualization will work for you in any given situation. You must have a true desire to create in which you have chosen to visualize. Do I truly in my heart desire this goal to be realized? Belief: the more you believe in your chosen goal and the possibility of attaining it, the more certain you will be to do so. Ask yourself, do I believe that this goal can exist? Do I believe that it's possible for me to realize or attain it? Acceptance: you must be willing to accept and have that which you are seeking. Sometimes we pursue goals without actually wanting to attain them. We are more comfortable with the process of pursuing. Am I really comfortable with having this? So that is the 3 elements in which she calls your intention. Next part is the chapter Going with the Flow. Basically, going with the flow means holding onto your goals lightly, even though they may seem very important, and being willing to change them if something more appropriate and satisfying comes along. It is that balance between keeping your destination clearly in mind and yet enjoying all the beautiful scenes you encounter along the way, and even being willing to change your destination if life starts taking you in a different direction. Be firm yet flexible. Then she has some affirmations, like an example. This is her example. At the end of your exercises, you could say an affirmation: the universe is unfolding perfectly. I don't have to hang on. I can relax and let go. I can go with the flow. I trust my process. I always have everything I need. I have all the love I need within my own heart. I am a lovable and loving person. I am whole in myself. Divine love is guiding me, and I am always taken care of. The universe always provides. So that's actually, some of these affirmations will be also in the cards, the inspiration cards. Okay, so this chapter goes on about my favorite technique, and this is one that I still use to this day, 20 years or so later still. It is the pink bubble technique. You basically sit or lie down, close your eyes, get into a very deep state of relaxation with deep breathing. Okay, now in your mind, you create an image of what you want to manifest. Okay, so you imagine that it has already happened, and as clearly as possible, like I've stated in some of my other videos, make sure you have as much detail as possible. Don't leave it vague. The more details, the better. Okay, and then you surround your image with a pink bubble, okay? And then the bubble is going to come out of your chest with the image still inside, okay? You still have to imagine that image as this is going. you imagine the bubble lifting off into above you, right? And then I imagine it go through my ceiling, through my attic, out into the sky, into the stars, all the way out of Earth's atmosphere into outer space and just out to the universe, straight to source. And now for me, I would do an affirmation, which she has in a different part of her book. But mine is just a little shorter. It is, I thought it was here, but it's in a different section. This is the one I use. This or something better now exists for me. And that's what I would do at the end, after the bubble is gone, sent off into creation, manifestation. Okay, just a cautionary tale. From my own experience, I don't recommend doing it for a romantic relationship, a love partner, whoever you want to put that. My tale I'll do as brief as possible. Basically, when I was 21, when I was single for the first time in a very long time, I thought I learned from my past boyfriends what I liked, what I didn't. So I made a little tally of what I thought I wanted. And I decided, this is exactly what I said. It was, want a man with long brown hair, into metal music, because I'm into metal music. The motorcycle jacket, he would have a pickup truck, but he would be romantic, and he would be in touch with his feminine side. I imagined him giving me a rose and all this stuff. And a couple weeks later, through a friend, I met a friend at a restaurant. She was with her friends from college, and sitting at the table with my friend was this boy, this man that I imagined in this visualization technique a couple weeks before. So we clicked instantly, and I was just going through a rough time, and my grandmother was sick, and I didn't think it was time to really date anybody just yet. And then after my grandmother had passed, and she was the first major death that I experienced in my life, and so I was just not myself. I didn't, I slept a lot, the normal grief, right? So I decided, the night of my grandmother's funeral, when I went over to my friend's house to just hang out, because I didn't know what else to do at that point, and he had that man with the long hair had a red rose for me, just like in my vision. And so a couple weeks after that, I gave in and decided that we could date. It did not go well. We did not click. I don't think he understood grief. I think he took things as a personal, or he took things personally. Like I said, I was sleeping a lot. I wasn't into doing much. And so we dated for 1 month exactly. And he got upset that I left our anniversary dinner earlier than he had wanted me to. He had things planned out, this elaborate romantic thing, because I had to have the romantic guy. He was a romantic guy. He was upset that I had to leave earlier because I was exhausted. And he took that personally. And so it didn't work. We broke up, obviously. And wherever he is now, I sent him love and light. None of this was his doing. He didn't understand. He really didn't. We were very young, okay? I was, 21, so I think he was younger than me, too. So, but this is my cautionary tale. I don't suggest that if you do this pink bubble technique or any of them, don't be so descriptive with relationships. Be more flexible. Believe in who Source, Spirit, God, who they have meant for you to be with. Trust them. It will happen. It's in your soul contract. Trust in it. Because once I decided, for the rest of that summer, I was like, I decided I didn't want to date. I wanted to deal with what I was dealing with, and for the first time in a long time, actually just be single, focus on me again. It was years before I was finally single. And but then soon after, like maybe, 2 months after that guy didn't work out, I actually ended up meeting my husband. And so obviously this is what I'm saying. When my husband isn't what I thought I would be with, even though we're like the perfect fit. I didn't know better. Source knows better. So trust in that. And that's, of course, this is just my recommendation, and that is my cautionary tale. So yes, so I will move on from there. Okay, so the next chapter that I think is important is ideal scene. It's a form of mental imagery or spoken or written words of a physical image or picture. Anything that helps you to create a clear blueprint to put out to the universe. So to think of a goal that is important to you, it can be long range or short range. Write down the goal. Underneath it, write ideal scene. And then proceed to describe the situation exactly as you would like it to be when your goal is fully realized. Again, this is different. Describe it in present tense as it already exists in as much detail as you wish. This is where I got this from. This or something better now manifests for me in totally satisfying and harmonious ways for the highest good of all concerned. That's what I used to do at the end of the pink bubble. And that actually maybe I did after my experience with that guy. So you can add any other affirmations, any wish, you sign your name. She's saying to keep your ideal scene in a notebook, in your desk, near your bed, hanging on your wall, read it often, make appropriate changes when necessary, but bring it to your mind during meditation. But she has a word of warning. If you put it away in a drawer and forget about it, you're very likely to one day have that manifested anyway, without you consciously putting any energy in it at all. So she talks about looking back at old goals and ideal scenes and surprised that things that she'd forgotten about had actually come into being in her life. So, okay, there's one more, then I'll do a closing word. Okay, the next that I really like is called Treasure Maps. And this is like what I mentioned before, like a vision board. So she must have been the creator of the whole idea. I think The Secret, is that what it's called? I have the book, but I don't think I finished it. On Netflix, you can find The Secret on video, and that's what I ended up doing instead, but I have the book still. Anyway, vision board, she calls it Treasure Map. powerful technique, fun to do. So you take the physical picture of your desired reality, just like I mentioned with the vision board, okay? Make sure it is a clear, sharp image that can attract and focus energy into your goal. It's making the blueprint for what you want, okay? It can be a drawing or a painting or a collage using pictures or words from magazines, all of the above. It could be anything, anything. Childlike, anything works, is effective. Basically, it should show your ideal scene, your goal fully realized. So then she goes over the different things, you know, samples, health, weight or physical condition, self-image and beauty, relationships. Like I said, be careful with that one. Let's see what she says like that. Like, put affirmations showing that you are happy, communicating, enjoying a deep, wonderful relationship, whatever's appropriate, desirable for the relationship. If you're looking for a new relationship, find pictures and words that represent qualities you desire in the person in the relationship. I don't know about that. I don't agree with that. Like I said, know what you're worth. But other than that, be vague. That's my advice, and leave it up to what is meant to be, because there is a person in your soul contract that you are meant to be with. Okay, job or career, creativity. I never did that. I should. Family and friends, travel, and so on. So yeah, so that's just like a vision board. So let me pause and come back. Okay, so those are my favorite things from the book. She has other books. Like I said, I, for some reason, never thought to get them. I was just so in love with this one that I never moved on to anything else. So, but maybe I should. But like I said, there's the original. The cover might look different now. This is the 94 edition, I believe, but I bought it in 98. The workbook, which I bought in 2003. This I bought in 2005, I believe. And then this was about 2006. So this is not available new that I know of. If you find it, get it. It's good. It's 50 inspirational cards. So they're little excerpts from the book. And like I said, you could choose the one that calls to you, or I like to shuffle, you know. And then on the back is the exercise. Yeah. So I recommend getting the book. I recommend getting the CD version if you can. Like I said, the exercises are easier, or maybe it would even be on iTunes or something, I bet. See, I don't do MP3s. I'm still a CD and tape girl. I still have all of my tapes that I've ever owned that didn't get eaten. So, very powerful tool to have. And it's just something that I continue to go back to my whole life. It is something that I am teaching some of the exercises to my eldest child. It is important to know that you are a co-creator in your life. We're not taught that very often in our society. Some cultures do, but in America, all right, well, it's not spoken about. Okay, not in the old American ways. Now things are changing, especially, well, at least at the time, the hippie movement. A lot of things were more acceptable. Some things are becoming more acceptable now that these things aren't seen as crazy. They actually work, and if you only just do one, just make sure that you keep it positive, 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 positive for the greater good of all, because this is a powerful, powerful instrument, and it will change your life for the better if you use it the positive way that she meant it to be. So that's it for tonight. So thank you for watching. You could follow me on Instagram. I am on there under Mother Amaranth. I am trying to do, which I've been, knock on wood, good with doing daily cards, daily card readings, tarot and oracle. Not tarot yet. I will start dishing out my tarot. I have so many. And you could send me messages there if you want to discuss anything from my videos. I'm perfectly fine with that. Try to, if you like this video, please click the like so this will start getting to more people to spread my messages. You can also subscribe so you can get updates when I post the videos, because right now I'm not on a schedule like I wanted to be. But maybe I will in the future. But again, thank you for watching. Love and light to you all, and blessings to you all. Have a good night.